I think that takes me to taking fulfillment on what I do.
Exactly.
And I think so loving my work is one of your chapters that I was reading. Having that fulfillment in whatever I do and loving my work. So, I mean, I would want to understand from you in your journey, in your life, and I mean, what part of your work did you love the most, and how did you, I mean, kept and hold it on to that part for a longer period of time?
If you ask me frankly, my point, which I also keep on saying, that you give me a job, I'll love it.
That's
I
a
love
good
my
way to
job.
put it.
Whatever
Yeah.
you give it to me,
Yeah.
then I will. Of course, again, I don't know whether I have spoken about it earlier or I've told you sometimes that this is that I learned something from my boss. Of course, he says that he got it from his boss. That he told him that you give me a job, I'll make it the most important job in the company. So that's what I mean. That is possible if you give your heart out to any job. You are asking me specifically for anything again. I have really, I had the opportunity. Of course, Indian Oil provided me with that opportunity of working in different areas, different fields altogether. So whether it is my tenure in Mauritius was fabulous, with people, different challenges. It was fabulous. Similarly, whether as a director HR, it was superb. I mean, because you have 33,000 employees, and three of my 5 years was COVID period.
Yeah.
So you just imagine every day you are on tenterhooks. So forget about everything else. You have to maintain that balance. So that was also very good. But to some extent, I have always loved those few years, initial years. I mean, I had a long tenure in logistics. Those years were interesting because I was young. I mean, I can say daredevil types,
Okay.
and of course, where time was no limit. I mean, my colleagues who worked with me then also would remember that those days where communication systems was not that good. So you have to get up early in the morning. You will have fixed time calls. Every 20 minutes there will be a call. I had 8 bases with me, so there will be call from 8 bases. The moment this is assimilated, I will have to convey it to head office. I will have to convey it to. Then there was something called an OCC, so Oil Coordination Committee. So those people I have to convey it to them. Then immediately you have to work on it. Night 1 o'clock, suddenly one tanker has reached Port Blair, and there is a contamination in petrol. I mean, we call it MS petrol. How do you handle such a situation? Port Blair doesn't have any other tankage. It has just got one MS tank, petrol tank. So how do you handle this? So that was one of the things which was very, very interesting, because every day you used to come up with a new challenge, and you have to only resolve it. At that point of time, I can't pick it up or ask my boss or ask somebody else for a solution. So you'll have to give a solution. So that was very interesting. But of course, to tell you very frankly, I have loved every activities that and I'm currently also I'm loving whatever I am doing, even post superannuation, because that's what I get a kick out of it. So that's how I mean, sometimes my children tell me that you make a project out of everything. So it's not that way, but I love it. I love everything that I do.
For you, maybe, I mean, like, you worked in myriad atmospheres and various locations, and every location had its own challenge, every location had its own piece also. And so that change of atmosphere probably sometimes also bring in more sense of belonging, newness to things. There are people who have a redundant, or I would not say redundant, I think is a very harsh word to say here, but who have a job profile which is similar every day, from morning to evening, next day, then again from week on week basis, year on year basis. How should one customize themselves to really love that
That.
part of their life, because definitely, I mean, even if not for love, there's a money that's coming in probably, until unless it's like a professional like me, or professional like other I mean artists and all, who find different ways of pleasing themselves within their own art forms and stuff like that. But there are a lot of people who have very mundane jobs. I'm sure many people would be self-motivated to love their that particular thing and try to make that the best way possible. But larger people would definitely have kind of a resentment and a feeling of doing the same thing over again and over again. How do you think they should motivate and self-motivate, I would say, themselves to really continue to love that part of their life and that job?
I'll give you 2-3 examples, I mean, from live examples, and it's very interesting. And what you are saying also is very true. If somebody, let's take a very example of a janitor, or somebody sweeps you go to airports or railway stations, sweep, and I'm talking of an example of a sweeper. Long time before we were, those times we were young kids and we were going to college. We used to stay overnight in New Delhi station to catch the train early morning in the next day. So 25th of December, sleeping on the floor of the platform, and that time platforms were not that clean as it is today.
Right.
And we had just laid down our newspapers, and 5 of us were sleeping. So then suddenly we feel some water thing in the morning. So suddenly we see that there is a lady who is throwing water. So we just got up. I had this habit of talking to people. So I told, ऐसे पानी फेंक दिया आपने हमारे ऊपर अगर गिरता. बोला तुम नहीं जानते हो बच्चा, मैं 15 मिनट से ट्राई कर रहा हूँ किस तरह से फेंकूं कि तुम्हारे ऊपर ना गिरे और साइड से पास हो जाए.
Wow.
This has stayed with me. That ladies, in that job itself,
right,
she was finding a charm.
Right.
She was trying to find a way. 5 people are sleeping here. How can I throw this water so that it doesn't touch them? And this is where I tell everybody, whoever is doing. In fact, in our companies also, people are doing similar regular work. I think find a newness. It's always possible to find a newness. I'll give another example of another person. These are all live examples. Somebody he has to. I used to. Some point of time, I used to read news in TV. So long time before my younger days. So we have to write down the script. There is a script writer. So when the news comes in, that time teleprompter was not available, nothing was available. So it has to be handwritten. So there are people who were there available. Either you do it because if your own handwriting you can read, but you can't do so many things. There are script writers, so they are paid for that. They will. It's a very mundane job. So it will come. They will write. So again, there was somebody. So I was to read the news. 7:30 was that time. Oriya news.
Early morning.
So it will be there. I was sitting and I was talking to him. I was just speaking to him. How do you find charm in this? He told, have you observed me? I don't know. What is that? I write in both the hands.
Okay.
I used to write in right hand. He's a right-hander, so he used to write in the right hand. I thought कि ये boring हो जा रहा है. So let me learn to write in left hand. So he says, have you seen that? I also write in my left hand. Wow. So many times I write it in my left hand. I find a charm out of it. And my handwriting, you will not be able to say that same person has written both, because my right hand handwriting is different than left hand handwriting. It is as if two people are writing.
Right.
Again, same thing. That's a mundane job that person has found in some way, and he has acquired this art of writing in the other hand. That is something which is obviously one of the most difficult. I also tried after listening to him, but
Not
could
easy.
not succeed. Could not
Not
succeed
easy,
much.
yeah.
But he has done it, and it's going on, and he has been doing it for long, and it's going. So what I'm literally trying to say is that it is possible, even in a mundane job, to find a newness, find a charm. It is all possible.
Right.
It's all in our mind, that how we really go about it, and we must do that. That's what I particularly urge the youngsters. I mean, in my book or otherwise, whenever I'm speaking, find a newness in everything, whatever you are doing, so that you don't today you are walking this road every day. See, and you must be also doing it. Many morning walkers, I find, they will change their routes. You know
Right.
why? That newness.
Yeah.
So that they don't get bored in that particular route. There are people, of course, will very religiously go on those steps and go around. That's also fine. If they are getting a charm out of it, that I'm maintaining that, that's something also which is required.
Right.
But there are people also who will change the routes and find a charm out of it. So it is possible. It is possible that even in a mundane job, even in a very, very so-called menial job, or a very, very, very regular type of activities, you can find it.